I don't buy this relationship that she's spent her entire life chasing. The guy bumped into her and she was knocked down and he helped her up and she was like, oh my God, I love you and I'll try for the rest of my life to try and find you again if I lose you.
Yeah.
Like, that is what this is. It is very much that sort of Disney animated way that people fall in love, where it's like, oh, it was love at first sight, and it was this chance meeting, and like, if you break it down and you look at the meet cute, you're like, that's not a meet cute. That's just a thing that happened to you once, briefly.
People bump into each other all the fucking time.
Like, one thing I wrote down kind of early on in the film, which kind of changed for me a little bit, but not that much. There was no point where I felt like there was a really heightened experience, sort of audience-wise, empathetically, of sadness or something really touching or something where you go, oh, I really get that. Like, oh, that hits hard.
You didn't feel that way when she kind of gave up on her pursuit of the man for a bit and married a guy that she was just kind of like, yeah, he's there.
He was mildly disappointed, but she had more reason to have any feelings towards him than she did towards this guy that she bumped into once.
Yeah, but if she doesn't have those feelings for that person, isn't that sad to be kind of in a loveless marriage?
In some ways, I think it would be sadder to find the dude, marry him, and then find out that they actually weren't a very good match and it ended up being loveless. I found it less sad that she went into a marriage knowing it was going to be loveless and then it turning out that way, but maybe having some somewhat pleasant times.
So I'm guessing you're not a big Cinderella fan, are you?
Yeah, I mean, the way that this girl falls in love to me is very, very Disney.
I lived in New York City. If all it took was to bump into somebody, I would have been in love so many times.
But what I like about this is that it has a Disney beginning of love. It doesn't go to a Disney end of love. You know, we find out at some point that the man that she's been pursuing for all this time actually died.
Like 30 years ago.
In police custody.
Yeah. Probably more than 30 years.
Yeah, because there's a reoccurring character who's maybe, police officer, chief of police or something that she's spoken to the first time that this guy ran into her. And he comes after the war, and he's like missing a leg and he's
missing an eye.
Yeah,
He already had a scar on his face.
Yeah.
This dude's been through the ringer.
This guy's seen some shit, and now it's only through one eye.
Wow, harsh. I'm sorry to all of our Cyclopses listening.
Oh my God. He's trying to apologize to her about things, and he gives her a letter that he's written to her, and she runs off to read it. And then this guy who's been filming this documentary and interviewing her, he used to be maybe like a production assistant or something at the studio. He goes up to this man, puts a hand on his shoulder, and then the guy admits to just this kid that he actually tortured this guy to get information, and
he tortured the man that Chiyoko's in love with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And eventually killed him.
Yeah. Bummer.
Yeah. So you kind of find out that she's been on this sort of wild goose chase all this time. Although, of course, I didn't particularly believe in the goose chase that she was on. So it's not like that was wildly disappointing, I think, as an audience member. I don't know who would buy that relationship in the first place and go, oh my God, I can't believe he's not there anymore and she can't find him. In the end, the thing that she says about the fact that she was always in love with the pursuit of him, not actually him. And she realized that. In some ways, there's no loss because she was never really in pursuit of this person. She was just always wrapped up in this idea of pursuit. So she wanted to be on a wild goose chase. She loved the chase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and do you think that's a good thing? Because if you're in love with the chase, then you never get anything.
But if you're in love with the chase and you stay in the chase for your entire life, then not only do you never get the thing that you wanted, but you also always have the thing that you want.
You always get the thing that you wanted. But it's like the idea of it is so much more fun than actually getting it. Thanks for watching that clip from the Anime Movie Podcast. Follow the links in the description below to hear full episodes, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun clips like this.